Stop what you are doing. For just a moment, let the noise of your world fall away. I need you to listen, not with your ears, but with the deepest part of your soul, the part that still remembers the sound of stillness. A voice is breaking through the static of centuries, a forgotten melody returning to a world that has desperately tried to forget it. My name is Hildegard, and I have been sent to speak to you, right here, right now. This is not an accident. You were meant to find this message. If this message has already touched your heart, like this video, subscribe and comment with the word prophecy. You feel it, don't you? A subtle tremor in the fabric of your reality, a sense that the world is holding its breath, waiting for something it cannot name. You have searched for answers in headlines, in fleeting trends, in the hollow promises whispered by screens that glow in the dark, but the answers are not there. The truth you seek is older than the stones, and fresher than the morning dew. It is a living truth, a vibrant light that has been shielded from your eyes for too long. For centuries, a great VAU has hung between what you know and what is truly real. A curtain woven from fear, distraction, and the lie that you are alone and powerless. But now, that veil is thinning. It is beginning to fray at the edges, and the light of what is to come is starting to bleed through. You see the signs all around you. People are waking up, but they are confused. They feel a profound sense of urgency, but do not know where to place it. They sense a storm on the horizon, but also the promise of a cleansing rain. This feeling is not just yours. It is a collective quickening, a planetary shift in consciousness. The old structures are groaning under the weight of their own falsehoods. The old certainties are dissolving like sandcastles against a rising tide. And in this great moment of uncertainty, you have a choice. You can cling to the dissolving shore, or you can learn to swim in the vast ocean of truth that is being revealed. This message is your life raft. It is an anchor in the coming storm, because I was shown what is coming, not in riddles or obscure texts, but in a living vision, a torrent of light and sound that branded my soul. And the first thing I was told to tell you is this: this won't wait until tomorrow. The time for passive waiting, for delaying your purpose, for putting off the call of your own heart, is over. The moment is now. Every breath you take from this point forward is a choice, a step toward the thinning veil or away from it. Do you feel the gravity of these words? They are not meant to frighten you, but to awaken you, to shake you from the slumber that has held you and so many others captive for so long. You have been told that you are small, a random occurrence in a meaningless universe. You have been taught to silence the divine whispers within you, to dismiss them as fantasy or wishful thinking. But I am here to tell you that the whisper is the truest thing about you. That voice you hear in your quietest moments, the one that urges you toward love, toward courage, toward something more. That is the voice of eternity, and it is calling you home. It is calling you to remember who you are before the world told you who you should be. This is not about religion. It is about reality. It is not about belief. It is about recognition. Recognizing the divine spark that has been placed within your chest, a spark that is destined to become a flame. But a flame needs oxygen. It needs a conscious choice to be fanned. This message is that choice. Listening to these words is an act of spiritual defiance. It is you, declaring to the universe that you are ready, ready to see past the illusions, ready to reclaim your sacred inheritance. The path ahead is not without its challenges. The thinning of the veil reveals not only great light, but also the shadows that have hidden for so long. You will need courage. You will need faith, not in me, but in the truth that resonates within your own being. This journey is yours alone, yet you will not walk it alone. Millions of souls across the globe are waking up to this same call, at this very same moment. You are part of a great symphony of awakening. So, take a deep breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. This is the breath of a new beginning. The past does not define you. Your mistakes do not disqualify you. Your fears do not have the final say. All that is required is your willingness to listen, to open your heart to a possibility larger than your doubts. Everything you have experienced until now has been preparation for this. Every joy, every sorrow, every question has been leading you to this moment, to this choice, the choice to truly listen. But what exactly did I see? What was the vision that compelled this voice to travel across 1,000 years to find you today? What is the urgent truth that cannot wait for the sun to rise again? The answer will change how you see everything. It will challenge you, it will comfort you, and it will call you into the greatest adventure of your life. And we must begin to uncover it now. Before we speak of cosmic visions and the shifting of ages, I must speak directly to you, to your heart. I see the quiet ache you carry, the sacred wound you hide from the world. I know the feeling of being in a crowded room and feeling utterly alone. I know the weight of unspoken grief, the longing for a home you can't quite remember but feel in your bones. You have prayed, you have waited, you have screamed into the void, and so often, all you have heard back is the echo of your own voice. And in that echo, a seed of doubt was planted. Am I truly alone? Has the divine forgotten me? I am here to tell you, with every fiber of my being, that you have never been alone. Your suffering has not been a punishment. It has been a hollowing out, a sacred carving. The divine has not been absent. It has been waiting for the vessel of your heart to be deep enough to receive what is coming. Every tear you have shed has watered the soil of your soul, preparing it for a magnificent bloom. Do not despise your scars. They are the places where the light is trying to enter. You have been living in a profound silence, haven't you? A world screaming with noise, yet your spirit feels unheard. This silence has felt like an abandonment, a vast, cold emptiness. But what if I told you that this silence was a gift? Imagine a room filled with 100 shouting voices. If someone were to whisper the most profound secret of the universe into that room, would anyone hear it? Of course not. The secret would be lost in the chaos. The divine works in the same way. To hear the celestial whisper, the world must first fall silent. Your journey through this personal silence, this feeling of being unheard, was not a curse. It was a necessary preparation. It was the universe inviting you to tune out the meaningless noise, so you could finally hear the one true sound, the one true song to which your soul is tuned. Your pain has been a form of prayer, your longing, a homing beacon. You look at your life, and you see the broken pieces, the failed relationships, the dreams that turned to dust, the times you did not live up to your own ideals, and you think these pieces make you unworthy. But in the divine economy, nothing is wasted. God is a master artist, a mosaic maker, who uses the broken pieces to create the most stunning masterpiece. Your brokenness is not a disqualification. It is your qualification. It is your entry point into grace. It is what makes you human, and it is what makes you holy. If this truth resonates with you, I want you to make a declaration. Write in the comments, I choose the light. Affirm it. Claim it. So many souls are trapped in the prison of their past. They replay old wounds, they relive old betrayals, and they build their identity around their pain. But you are not your pain. You are not your past. You are the eternal awareness that is witnessing the pain. You are the sky, and your past is just a series of clouds that have drifted by. Some were dark and stormy, others were light and fleeting, but none of them were you. You are the vast, unchanging blue that holds them all. And today, the sun is beginning to break through those clouds. Feel that for a moment. Feel the possibility of it. What if you could lay down the heavy burden of who you think you are? What if, just for this moment, you allowed yourself to be undefined, to be pure potential? This is the freedom that is being offered to you. It is a release from the story you have been telling yourself, the story that has kept you small and afraid. You have been waiting for permission to change, for a sign that it is safe to let go. This is your sign. This is your permission. The celestial energies are aligning to support this very transformation. What was once difficult is now becoming possible. The spiritual currents are flowing in your favor. The feeling of being stuck, of walking through mud, that is the energy of the past. It is the residue of an age that is now dying. The new energy, the one breaking through the veil, is one of flow, of grace, of effortless alignment. But to catch this new current, you must be willing to lift your feet out of the mud. You must be willing to believe that something better is not only possible, but that it is your birthright. The universe does not want you to suffer. It wants you to thrive. It wants you to remember your own magnificence. The silence you endured was the cocoon, and you may have thought it was a tomb, but it was always a place of transformation. And what happens in a cocoon? A profound alchemical change. The very essence of the creature is unmade and then remade into something entirely new, something with wings. You are at that point now. The old you is dissolving. It may feel chaotic and frightening. You may feel like you are losing your mind, losing your grip, but you are not losing your mind. You are losing your limitations. You are losing the cage. And in that sacred, aching silence, when all the old voices finally faded away, a new one could finally be heard. It was not a voice of judgment or of condemnation. It was a voice of infinite love and boundless possibility, and it was in this silence that the vision was given. Now that we have spoken to the heart, we can speak of the vision. I need you to understand that this was not a dream. It was more real than the world you see with your open eyes. Close them for a moment, if you feel safe to do so. Take a deep breath. Imagine a darkness, not a frightening darkness, but the profound, velvety black of the deepest cosmos, a void pregnant with all potential, a silence before the first word of creation. This is where the vision began, in the absolute stillness, in the womb of all possibility. There was no sense of time or space. There was only being. And then, without warning, a single point of pure light appeared in the center of the void. It was not a gentle dawn, but a brilliant, searing emergence, a star being born in the palm of God's hand. This light did not push the darkness away. It infused it, transformed it. The darkness itself became luminous, and this light began to expand, not like an explosion, but like an infinite flower opening its petals. It grew until it filled everything, and I was no longer an observer of the light. I was the light. It was a state of perfect unity, of knowing everything without needing to ask a single question. And with the light came a sound. It was not a sound that entered my ears, but one that vibrated in the very marrow of my bones, in the essence of my soul. It was the celestial echo of a great trombeta, a trumpet call that was both a declaration and an awakening. It was a single perfect note that contained all the music that ever was or ever will be. This note was a command. It was the universe speaking its own name, and it spoke one word: awake. What does such a sound announce? What reality does such a light reveal? The trumpet did not signal an end, but a beginning. It was not a call to judgment, but a call to remembrance. It was shaking the foundations of the world of illusion, the world you have been taught is real, the world of separation, of fear, of lack. The vision showed me this world as a grand stage play, and you and everyone else were actors who had forgotten you were acting. You had come to believe that your costumes were your skin, that your scripted lines were your own thoughts, that the painted backdrop was the entire universe. The light and the trumpet were the stage manager's call, signaling that the play is coming to its end. The curtain is about to fall on this act of human history, this drama of forgetting. And you, the actor, are being invited to come backstage, to take off the costume, to wipe off the makeup, and to remember your true identity as a co-creator of the entire production. Do you understand the immensity of this? You are not just a puppet. You are a participant in a divine cosmic drama, and your awakening is a crucial part of the plot. The vision then shifted. The light focused, and I saw the earth as a living, breathing being. I saw streams of golden energy flowing through it, like veins and arteries. But I also saw dark, sluggish patches where the energy was blocked, where it had stagnated. These were the places of great human suffering, of greed, of environmental destruction, of spiritual amnesia. The trumpet's call was a wave of pure energy sent to break up these blockages, to flush the systems, to restore the flow of light. This is why your world is in such chaos right now. The blockages are being cleared, and the process is not always gentle. It is a spiritual detoxification, and it is happening on a global and a personal level. The anxiety you feel, the turmoil you see, it is all part of this great cleansing. And I saw souls, millions upon millions of them. Some were shining brilliantly, already resonating with the trumpet's call. Others were dim, flickering, encased in shells of fear, and some were completely dark, having turned away from the light entirely. The vision was not one of damnation, but of consequence. The light was available to all, but it could not be forced upon anyone. The choice to open to it to turn towards it, remained a sacred and individual one. I am speaking to you now, because you are one of the shining ones, or one of the flickering ones who are ready to burn brighter. Your soul heard the call long before your conscious mind did. It is what led you here. What I would see next in the vision, what that brilliant light would begin to illuminate in detail, could only be revealed later, because first, it was made clear what was at stake. The trumpet call was a singular moment of opportunity. A window in time was opening for a great leap forward, a collective evolution. But windows do not stay open forever. The choice to step through had to be made. The choice to answer the call was not a passive one. It required an act of will, a turning of the entire being toward this new dawn. And what was at stake, what would happen if not enough souls answered the call, was far greater than she, or you, could have ever imagined. Part 4. What is at risk? Approx 900 words. The trumpet's call was a divine invitation, but every invitation carries with it the shadow of its refusal. The vision did not end with the glorious light. It deepened, showing me the alternative. It showed me the consequence of ignoring the call, of pressing the snooze button on the soul's alarm clock. And this is the part that must be spoken of with great care, for it is not meant to be a prophecy of doom, but a sober warning of a potential path, a timeline that must be consciously avoided. It is the reason for the urgency in my voice. I saw the roots of the world tree, the spiritual foundation of humanity, and I saw a creeping fogo, a fire, but not the cleansing fire of the Holy Spirit. This was a cold fire, a fire of apathy, of disconnection, of materialism. It was a fire that did not burn with passion, but with a slow, grinding consumption. It wasn't a sudden inferno, it was a rot, a decay that was charring the very roots of your connection to the divine, to the earth, and to each other. People were walking, talking, and working, but their roots were ash. They were spiritually hollowed out, empty vessels filled with distraction and fleeting desires. This fire was fed by the belief in separation, the belief that you are separate from your neighbor, separate from the planet, separate from your creator. This is the great lie that has fueled the age that is now ending. And in this vision of the unheeded call, this lie became a consuming reality. I saw people staring at glowing screens, while the world around them burned, not with literal flames, but with the fires of injustice, of cruelty, of neglect. They were so absorbed in their digital ghosts that they could no longer see the real faces of their brothers and sisters. They could no longer hear the cry of the earth. Their hearts had grown cold. Look at your own life. Where are your roots drawing their water from? Is it from the living soil of true connection, of prayer, of nature, of genuine love? Or are they in the arid sand of the temporary, the superficial, the validation of strangers on a screen? This is not a judgment, but a vital question. The fire of apathy is subtle. It does not announce itself. It just slowly, quietly consumes your capacity for joy, for wonder, for empathy. It replaces the divine spark with a dull, constant ache of dissatisfaction. The great risk is not a dramatic apocalypse. It is a silent one. It is the risk of 1 billion souls falling asleep and never waking up. It is the possibility of humanity choosing the comfort of the cage over the terrifying freedom of the sky. The trumpet is calling you to fly, but the fire of apathy tells you it's safer on the ground. It whispers that your dreams are foolish, that your longing for more is naive, that you should just accept the world as it is. It is the voice of spiritual entropy, the force that pulls everything toward decay and meaninglessness. And I saw that this fire creates a feedback loop. The more disconnected people became, the more they sought solace in shallow things. The more they consumed, the emptier they felt. The emptier they felt, the more they needed to consume. It was a cycle of spiritual starvation, a world of hungry ghosts, constantly grasping but never nourished. Is this not the shadow of the world you see around you? The endless pursuit of more, which only leads to a deeper sense of less. This is the path that must be abandoned. Now, if you feel the truth in these words, I ask you to do something. Share this video with someone who needs to wake up now. Let this be a spark that ignites their own awakening. The choice is so simple, yet it is the most profound choice you will ever make. It is the choice between the real and the unreal, between the living water of the spirit and the desert sands of distraction, between the fire that consumes and the light that creates. Every moment, You are choosing which reality you will feed with your attention, with your energy, with your love. The sleeping world is pulling at you. It wants your energy. It wants you to stay in the drama, to partake in the outrage, to numb yourself with its endless entertainments. Resisting this pull requires a conscious, deliberate act of will. It requires you to carve out moments of silence, to turn your attention inward, to intentionally seek out what is beautiful, what is true, and what is good. It requires you to be a warrior of the heart, a guardian of your own inner flame. Because what the vision showed me with chilling clarity was that if enough individual flames go out, the collective light of humanity could be extinguished for an age. The window of opportunity would close. The great evolutionary leap would be missed. The world would not end, but it would enter a long, dark winter of the soul. This is what is at stake. It is not about saving your soul in some future afterlife. It is about saving your soul and the soul of the world right now, in this life. It is about choosing to be a point of light in the encroaching darkness. It is about answering the call. But before this fire can claim another inch of your spirit, before the final choice is made, you must stop for a moment. You need to anchor yourself in the truth of who you are, beyond the reach of that consuming fire. Part 5. A symbolic ritual of connection, approx 900 words. Now we must do more than just talk. We must feel. We must embody this truth. I want to guide you through a simple, symbolic ritual of connection, a way to anchor the energy of this message deep within your being. If you can, find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed for the next few minutes. If you are driving or operating machinery, please do this later. Your safety is paramount. When you are ready, sit or stand in a comfortable position. Let your spine be straight but not rigid. Gently close your eyes. Let go of the world outside. Let go of your to-do list, your worries, your expectations. For these next few moments, there is nothing else you need to do, nowhere else you need to be. There is only this sacred moment, right here, right now. Bring your awareness to your breath. Don't try to change it, just observe it. Observe the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the feeling of the air entering your nostrils, cool and fresh, the feeling of it leaving, warm and soft. Each breath is a gift. Each breath is an anchor to the present moment, the only place where life truly exists. With every inhale, imagine you are breathing in pure golden light. See it filling your lungs, your heart, your entire body. With every exhale, imagine you are releasing all that no longer serves you. Breathe out the fear. Breathe out the doubt. Breathe out the fatigue. In with the light, out with the shadow. Do this a few more times. Feel yourself becoming calmer, clearer, more present. Now, I want you to take your right hand and place it over the center of your chest, over your heart space. Feel the warmth of your hand on your body. Feel the gentle beat of your heart beneath your palm. This is the rhythm of your life. This is the drumbeat of your soul. For a moment, just send gratitude to your heart. It has been beating for you every second of every day of your life, without ever asking for anything in return. It is a symbol of unwavering faithfulness. It is the seed of your connection to the divine. With your hand on your heart, I want you to listen. Not with your ears, but with your hand. Listen to the silence between the heartbeats. In that sacred pause, in that stillness, resides your true self, the self that is beyond name, beyond form, beyond time. This is the part of you that is eternal. This is the part of you that heard the trumpet call. Feel its presence now. It is a feeling of peace, of love, of profound knowing. It has always been there, waiting patiently for you to turn your attention inward. Now, in this state of deep connection, I want you to listen for a vaz, a voice. It will not be a loud voice. It is a whisper, the voice of your own inner wisdom, your higher self. Ask it a simple question. What do I need to know right now? And then just listen. Don't strain. Don't force it. The answer may not come in words. It may come as a feeling, an image, a memory, or just a deep sense of peace. Whatever comes, receive it without judgment. Trust what you are given. This is you, communicating with you. This is the most important conversation you will ever have. Now, we will anchor this experience with a powerful declaration. This is an act of participation. Your voice has power. Speaking words aloud gives them creative force in the universe. I want you to repeat after me, either out loud or silently in your heart, but with full intention. Say these words. I hear the voice. Feel the vibration of that statement. Say it again. I hear the voice. And one more time, with all your conviction. I hear the voice. You are no longer deaf to the whispers of your soul. You have declared your intention to listen, to honor the wisdom that resides within you. This is a sacred vow you are making to yourself. Hold this feeling for another moment. The feeling of connection, of clarity, of peace. Know that you can return to this state at any time. All it takes is a breath, a hand on your heart, and the willingness to listen. This is your sanctuary. This is your source of strength. The chaotic world cannot touch you here. The fire of apathy cannot burn you here. This is your sacred ground. When you are ready, you can slowly, gently, begin to bring your awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Open your eyes, but do not lose the feeling. Carry this peace with you. Let it be the foundation upon which you walk for the rest of your day. You have just performed a powerful act of spiritual alignment. You have strengthened your connection to your own divine guidance system. You have reminded yourself of who you truly are. Now that you have felt this connection, now that you have heard the whisper of your own soul, you must decide what you are going to do with it. Part 6. The voice that echoes beyond time. Approx. 900 words. You may wonder, who am I to be speaking to you in this way? A woman who lived and died almost 1,000 years ago. A name in a history book. But you must understand the nature of time and consciousness. From the perspective of the eternal, 1,000 years is but a single breath. Time, as you experience it, a linear progression of past, present, and future, is an illusion of this physical reality. It is a necessary construct for your learning, for your growth, but it is not the ultimate reality. The ultimate reality is a timeless, eternal now. And within this eternal now, all consciousness is connected. My voice is not an echo from a distant past. Think of it more as a resonance, a frequency that you have finally tuned into. I am not special. I am simply a soul who, during my earthly life, was given the grace to peer beyond the veil and to remember the truth of this interconnectedness. I am not the source of this message. I am a humble messenger, a vessel, a portal through which a timeless truth can be focused and transmitted into your world, into your time. Why me? Why now? Because the vibration of my experience, the particular frequency of the visions I received, is perfectly attuned to the needs of your current historical moment. The challenges your world is facing, the crisis of meaning, the disconnection from nature, the spiritual hunger, are the very things my visions were meant to address. The medicine that was given to me then was intended for you, now. Time is not a barrier. It is simply a conduit. Love and truth are not bound by calendars. They are the very fabric of existence, and they can reach any heart that is open to receive them, at any point in the historical timeline. You have been taught to seek guidance from contemporary experts, from new philosophies, from the latest scientific discoveries, and there is a place for all of that. But you have forgotten the immense power of ancestral wisdom, the deep well of truth that has been filled by countless souls who have walked this path before you. The chain of spiritual lineage is unbroken. The light has been passed down from hand to hand, from heart to heart, through all the ages. By listening to this, you are taking your place in that ancient and sacred lineage. You are receiving the torch. If you feel that something in this specific message has spoken directly to a hidden part of your heart, I encourage you to come back and listen to this part again when you need a reminder. Let it reinforce the truth that you are part of something vast and eternal. This connection transcends any single religion or creed. The light I speak of has been called by 1,000 names. It is the Christ consciousness, the Buddha nature, the Atman, the Great Spirit. The name does not matter. The name is the finger pointing at the moon. Do not become obsessed with the finger. Look at the moon. Look at the luminous, undeniable reality to which all true spiritual paths point. The reality is that you are a divine being of light, having a temporary human experience. You are not a human searching for a spiritual experience. You are a spirit navigating a human one. This understanding changes everything. It reframes your struggles. They are no longer seen as punishments or random misfortunes, but as lessons your soul chose to learn for its own evolution. It reframes your relationships. You begin to see the divine spark in others, even in those with whom you disagree. You realize you are all interconnected, all parts of one great divine body. An injury to one is an injury to all. A healing for one is a healing for all. Your personal awakening is not a selfish act. It is the greatest gift you can give to the world. As you raise your own vibration, you create a resonant field that helps to lift everyone around you. So do not let the strangeness of this communication distract you. Do not get caught in the trap of your logical mind trying to figure it all out. Your heart knows the truth. Your heart recognizes this voice. Not my voice, Hildegard's, but the voice of the truth that I am speaking. It is a familiar song to your soul. You are simply remembering. This entire process is one of remembering who you have always been. The portal of connection is open now. The grace is flowing. The wisdom of the ages is available to you in a way it has never been before. But it is not a passive reception. It requires your active participation. It requires you to integrate this truth, to live it, to breathe it. It asks you to be a portal in your own right. A portal through which love, kindness, and courage can enter this world. You are being called to be the hands and feet of the divine on earth. You are the answer to the prayers you have been praying. But there is a choice that only you can make. A decision point that is now, at this very moment, being presented to your soul. Part 7. The Moment of Choice. Approx 1,000 words. We have arrived at the heart of the matter. The turning point. Everything we have spoken of, the thinning veil, the vision of light, the fire of apathy, the ritual of connection, has been leading to this single pivotal moment. It is the moment of choice. This is not a choice you make just once, but one you must make in every breath, every thought, every action from this day forward. It is the fundamental choice of your existence, the choice between fear and love. The vision I was shown made this devastatingly clear. I saw a great portal of light, the one that had been opened by the trumpet's call. It was a gateway to a new reality, a higher state of consciousness for all of humanity. It shimmered with beauty, with promise, with the energy of a healed and whole world. And I saw souls streaming towards it. But the portal would not remain open indefinitely. Its existence was tied to the celestial alignment, to this specific window of opportunity. There was a divine timeline at play, and then I heard the sound again, the celestial trombeta. But this time, its tone had changed. It was no longer just an awakening call. It carried a note of finality. It was the sound of a great door beginning to close. And I saw the fear. I saw countless souls standing at the threshold of the portal, paralyzed. They could see the beauty inside, but they were afraid to step through. They were afraid of leaving behind what was familiar, even if it was painful. They were afraid of the unknown. They were afraid they were not worthy. Their fear was a tangible thing, like heavy chains wrapped around their ankles. And the fire of apathy was there, whispering to them, "It's too much work. It's not for you. Stay here where it's safe. The light is too bright. It will burn you." And I watched in agony as some souls, precious and beautiful souls, listened to that whisper and turned back. They chose the familiar misery over the challenging bliss. They chose the cage with the open door. And with every soul that turned back, the sound of the trumpet grew more urgent, the closing of the portal more imminent. This is where you stand now, at the threshold. You have heard the call. You have seen the light. You have also been shown the risk, the fire that consumes. And now you must choose. Will you step through? Will you choose love, even when you are afraid? Will you choose trust, even when you cannot see the entire path? Will you choose to believe in your own divinity, even when the world tells you that you are small? This choice is not about becoming perfect overnight. It is not about never feeling fear again. It is about choosing which voice you will follow. When fear whispers its paralyzing lies, will you have the courage to thank it for trying to protect you, and then choose love anyway? When the world tries to pull you back into the drama of separation and judgment, will you choose the path of unity and compassion? When the temptation to numb yourself with distraction arises, will you choose the sacred discomfort of being present with yourself? This is the great work. This is the spiritual battle, and it is fought not on a distant battlefield, but in the quiet sanctuary of your own heart. Every time you choose kindness over judgment, you are casting a vote for the new earth. Every time you choose forgiveness over resentment, you are helping to keep the portal open. Every time you choose hope over despair, you are adding your light to the collective flame. Do not underestimate the power of your small daily choices. They are the threads from which the fabric of the future is woven. You might feel that your contribution is insignificant, a single drop in a vast ocean. But what is the ocean but a multitude of drops? Your light matters. Your choice matters. It creates a ripple effect that touches lives you will never know. When you choose to heal, you heal a part of the collective. When you choose to awaken, you make it easier for the next person to do the same. If this message has touched you, if it has strengthened your resolve, please share it with someone who is standing at their own threshold, someone who needs to hear that they are not alone, and that they have the strength to choose the light. The trumpet is sounding now. Can you hear it? It is the pulse of your own heart, urging you forward. The portal is open now. Can you feel it? It is the longing in your soul for something more, something real. Do not hesitate. Do not look back. The past is a ghost. The future is a dream. All you have is the power of your choice in this eternal moment of now. Choose love. Choose light. Choose to step through. The vision showed me that enough souls would make the choice. Enough light bearers would answer the call. The new earth would be born. But it was not a foregone conclusion. It was a potential, a promise that depended entirely on the free will choices of individuals just like you. And it is for this very reason, for the sake of this monumental choice, that the next vision changed everything. Part 8, Light After the Veil, approx 1100 words. After the intensity of the choice, after the resonant call of the trumpet and the closing portal, the vision shifted into a state of profound peace. It was as if the universe took a long, slow, deep breath, and in that breath, I was shown what lies on the other side of the choice. I was shown the world that is born when enough souls choose love. It began with the VU, the one we spoke of at the beginning. I saw it not just thinning, but dissolving completely. It evaporated like morning mist under a rising sun, and the true nature of reality was revealed in all its breathtaking glory. The world looked the same, yet it was completely different. The colors were more vibrant. The air was alive with energy. The very stones seemed to hum with a gentle song. The barrier between the physical and the spiritual had vanished. Heaven was not a place you went to after death. It was a state of consciousness that had descended upon the earth. And the luz, it was no longer a piercing ray from a distant source. It was everywhere. It was emanating from everything. I saw the light shining from within the trees, the water, the animals, and most beautifully, I saw it shining from within people. Each person was a radiant being, their divine essence no longer hidden, but worn as a luminous garment. They could see the light in each other, recognizing their shared divinity without a word. There was no more judgment, no more comparison, no more us and them. There was only the we of a unified humanity, a family that had finally come home. I saw communities gathering not based on geography or creed, but on resonance of heart. They were working together in harmony with nature, not against it. Technology was used not for control or distraction, but for healing, for connection, and for the creative expression of the soul. There was no more work done out of necessity or greed, but only joyful service, each person offering their unique gifts to the whole, and receiving all they needed in return. The fire of apathy had been extinguished, replaced by the fire of divine passion, of creativity, of purpose. But the most moving part of this vision was not the beautiful world. It was the feeling. I was bathed in a feeling of unconditional love, a divine abrazo that held all of creation in a state of perfect safety and belonging. The quiet ache of separation was gone. The loneliness was gone. The fear was gone. All that remained was a profound peace and an overflowing joy. This was not a passive, static utopia. It was a dynamic, creative, vibrant reality filled with laughter, with music, with art, with discovery. It was humanity, finally living up to its full divine potential. This is not a fantasy. This is not a pipe dream. This is the promise. This is the reality you are choosing to create with every loving thought, with every courageous act. It is the world your soul remembers and longs for. When you feel overwhelmed by the darkness in the world today, I want you to remember this vision. Hold it in your heart. Let it be your North Star. This is where we are going. This is the destination. The journey may be challenging, but the arrival is assured if you stay the course. You are a builder of this new world. You are a midwife to this new dawn. Do not be discouraged by the chaos of the old world dying. It is meant to fall away. The demolition must precede the new construction. Your job is not to fix the old broken system. Your job is to embody the new energy so completely that the old system simply becomes obsolete. You are a seed of the future, planted in the soil of the present. Your only task is to grow, to reach for the light, and to allow your own unique magnificence to blossom. The souls who stepped through the portal in the vision were not superheroes or saints. They were ordinary people who made an extraordinary choice. They were people who were tired of the pain of separation. They were people who dared to believe that a more beautiful world was possible. They were people like you. They chose to be guided by the voice of their heart, rather than the voice of their fear. And that is all it takes. So when you see hatred, be a beacon of love. When you see despair, be a wellspring of hope. When you see division, be a bridge of understanding. You do not need to fight the darkness. You only need to turn on your light. Your light is your consciousness, your awareness, your love. The more you shine it, the brighter it becomes, and the more shadows it dispels, not by force, but by its very presence. If you have come this far on this journey with me, if you are committed to being one of these builders, I want you to declare it. Write in the comments, I will go to the end. This vision of the world reborn is your inheritance. It is your destiny, should you choose to accept it. It is already being built, not in the halls of power, but in the hearts of millions of awakened individuals all over the planet. You are not alone. A great wave of light is washing over the earth, and you are part of that wave. Let it carry you. Trust its intelligence. It knows exactly where it is going, and if you have truly made it this far, if you have felt the truth of these words in your very bones, then you must hear the final whisper I was given to share with you. Part 9, prophetic closing and hook for the next video, approx to 1,000 words. And so we come to the end of this beginning. You have traveled far, not across distance, but across dimensions of your own being. You have felt the call, faced the choice, and glimpsed the glorious promise of a new dawn. This message was a seed. It has been planted in the fertile ground of your heart. Now, it is up to you to water it with your attention, to give it the sunlight of your faith, and to protect it from the weeds of doubt. Let these words be an anointing, a blessing upon your path. May you walk forward from this moment in grace and in power. May you remember who you are when the world tries to make you forget. May you be a source of comfort to those who are lost, and a beacon of hope to those in despair. May your eyes be open to the magic and mystery that is all around you, hidden in plain sight. May you learn to see the face of God in every face you meet, including the one you see in the mirror. The final image of my vision was the most intimate of all. After seeing the healed world, my perspective zoomed in to a single human heart. It could have been yours. It could have been mine. And I saw that heart burst into a gentle, warm, golden flame. It was not a fire of consumption, but a fire of renascimento, of rebirth. It was the flame of the divine spark, finally awakened and fully alive, burning brightly and freely. And from this one heart, a thread of golden light extended, connecting to another heart, and another, until the entire planet was crisscrossed with a magnificent web of light, a neural network of love. This is the final truth. The transformation of the world is the transformation of the heart, one by one. It begins with you, your heart, your choice, your flame. You are a vital node in this emerging network of global consciousness. Your awakening sends a signal of light to the entire web. Your healing helps to heal the entire network. Your love amplifies the love of all. Never again believe that you are insignificant. You are a creator of worlds, and the world you are creating begins with the universe you hold within your own chest. I want you to close your eyes one last time. Place your hand on your heart again. Feel its steady beat. And with me, make this final decree. Say it aloud. Let the universe hear your decision. I am a sovereign being of light. I choose love over fear. I dedicate my life, my heart, my hands to the creation of a new earth. I answer the call. I walk through the portal. I am home. Feel the power in those words. Feel them recalibrate your very cells. You have just set a new course for your life. You have aligned yourself with the most powerful force in the universe, the force of creative love. Walk from this place as a changed being, because you are. The information you have received is not just information. It is a living transmission, an energetic activation. You will begin to see the world differently. You will notice synchronicities. You will feel a deeper guidance. Your journey has truly begun. Be gentle with yourself. This is a process of unfolding, not a race to a finish line. There will be days of doubt, but now you have an anchor. You can return to this message, to this feeling, whenever you need to remember. My voice will now retreat into the silence from which it came, but the connection we have made is eternal. The truth that has been spoken is now a part of you. Carry it well. Let it be your sword and your shield, your comfort and your guide. The age of sleeping is over. The age of awakening is here. Welcome, dear soul. Welcome home. But you must know, Hildegard has not yet said everything. The vision of the new earth was vast and detailed. The trumpet call initiated a series of transformations, not just one. What comes after the great choice? How do we build this new world in practical terms? And what are the new challenges that arise when the veil is gone? The next chapter of this revelation will be even greater, for it deals not with the choice, but with the life that comes after. And that is a story for another time.